Did the froth go the wrong way?
Something like that. Something.
Was it something I said?
As every day goes by, I get chubbier and chubbier.
That's the name of 2025.
The fat year.
The chubby year.
Yeah.
Chubster.
I
Chub on.
I stress eat.
Chub on.
Chub on.
I got a chub on from the new Marvel.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Robbie's back, baby.
It was more than Robbie, bro. Everyone in Hollywood is in this.
Yeah. Robert Pattinson is back as Captain Sparkles.
Did you actually see any of the video?
No. I just saw a breakdown.
15-hour video that moves once every 15 minutes to the chair with the name on it.
Was that a thing?
That was the gimmick, I thought.
I haven't seen it.
New Avengers. And there's a million chairs with the names of the actor on the back of them, and every 15 minutes it would move to the next chair.
I hate
Spacey. And it sits on for 15 minutes, and there's the score swells, and then produced by.
Man, it's really in a dire state, huh?
Ian McKellen's on there. Patrick Stewart's on there.
Yeah.
They're all on there.
I know.
Everyone's on there.
But it's like I'm not looking forward to an X-Man movie. I'm not looking forward to Fantastic Four. I'm looking forward to Pedro Pascal being a man.
Being a man. Being a stretchy gentleman.
Yeah.
The lead of extremely stretchy gentleman.
That's a movie I want to see.
Invisible
I
Women.
don't care who's in that movie. Who was Invisible Woman? Mission Impossible.
Yeah, Mission Impossible lady.
I remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
It feels more like, I don't know. It's like manufactured hype to me.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's like we don't actually have we haven't naturally coalesced to this zenith of hype. In fact, it's been the opposite. It's almost like we're in the depths of hype, and you're clawing out of those depths, or at least attempting to.
Yeah.
Just with a string of names, or in this case, chairs.
When was the last time Ian McKellen was Magneto?
I guess Days of Future Past.
And when was that? 10 years ago?
Maybe.
More? I think it might be more
Maybe
than
longer. I think that might have been 2014.
What the
I think that might literally be 2014.
That movie itself came out to cure the X-Men franchise because it had been going on for too long.
Yeah, exactly. 2014.
Wow.
I watched it a year or two ago.
Wait, so
rewatched it. It's pretty good, that movie. Directed by a monster, but
yeah, and the evil cretin of a man.
It's a decent superhero flick.
I
do say so myself.
Yeah, it's pretty fire.
Yeah, although Pyro is not in it, so we might be actually. I can't remember. Can't remember nowadays. Just can't remember nowadays. Just like I can't remember how to say good afternoon, morning, good evening, or night.
I already did that.
Did you?
I coughed it right at the beginning.
Oh, is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
That just went way over my...
Yeah. No, when you hear it again, you'll be like, wow, that's like Marvel Ant-Man 2 level smart.
That's so beyond Marvel. That's DC. That's DC levels of laying foundations.
This is Justice League revamped Snyder.
The payoffs that are going to be delivered, just like the DC universe, are going to be immense.
Yeah. The reveal that it's Manhunter Martian Man the whole time.
Yeah. I guess this is episode 3 of season 2 of Broadcast. How does that make you feel? Brother Jamie. We should start doing that.
Oh God,
Brother Jamie.
Well, Brother Alex. I feel like a proper HBO aficionado.
This is an HBO produced after show for
The Last of Us.
For The Last of Us season 2.
Man.
With Stretch Man. We're getting excited. We love that HBO money.
Yeah.
Bring it on
any
our
money,
show.
really.
Anyway, you're not allowed to call it HBO anymore. Now it's just Max. Now it's just like your friend Max instead of home box office. Now it's just your friend Max.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's not HBO Max anymore. It's just called Max.
Oh, okay.
Not that that's even a product we are
It's a dog.
even allowed in the UK.
It's a dog.
Not even allowed.
It's a dog.
It's a dog. But before we
It's a
get
dog.
too deep into this dog, let me shout out the Jar Media Patreon and the patrons over at their Patreon that make the show and, of course, the audio version possible. You get that raw, unfiltered MP3 over there on the Patreon, ad-free, if that ain't enough. Get your patron names if you're a Dibby tier. Used to say Sandy, but it's actually Dibby tier and above. That's in the first or second week of each month. We're just on the border, so it won't be quite yet. So you've got a little bit of time to get in there to get those names read out. Jar After Hours as well is the kind of, if you didn't guess from the name, an after show of sorts, which has been going for quite a few months now. We've got like a bit of a backlog built up on there of some interesting discussions and what we got
And
in
challenges.
we had a like 50-minute Helldivers discussion. Last week we did Invincible Season 3 I titled it as mid as they say in the title.
Really?
Yeah, so
Interesting.
you'll have to check over to the Patreon and check that out if you want to see the context behind that. The Lego Death Sound matching game was a good one over there too. There's all sorts going on over there, so check those ones out. And I think we're going to do, I don't know what it's going to look like or how it's going to go, or even if it's going to be released, to be honest. The one that's going to be attached to this week. I don't know if I should even say.
No, don't say.
There
I
were
would
clues,
say.
I guess, for those in the know.
Yeah.
I guess I'll leave it at that. But last but not least, there's the Jar Media group chat over on the Patreon, which is a great little tool I utilize now and again to get some input from the Jarlings over there. Before we record, I'll put a little message saying, hey, anything I should mention or something? And a couple will normally hop in and give us a little opinion or two. Just like I got two as we move into housekeeping, where we round off conversations from the previous week/weeks, just previous time. You could have like a correction from a year ago, and it might be included in here. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't be against that. It doesn't have to be the last week.
It could be time.
It could be time. Something we don't have enough of nowadays.
Ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth? But Misa down Bombad for Gungussy says, no question from me this time. Going through a lot of S.
Oh, God.
And just know listening to the boys on Monday will improve my mood. I hope it does. You gotta hold off that Gungussy just for a minute.
Yeah, one little bit too much of Gungussy and you're in too deep and you can't ever stop.
The other one I plucked from the Jar Media group chat was Suckingham Phallus. Cumbria Strong. Yoo-hoo, boys! I met some Swindonites who were staying at the hotel I work at in the Lake District and bonded with them over the only thing I know about Swindon, because of Jar, which was the Magic Roundabout. I learned that you can apparently buy tea towels from the Tourist Information Office in Swindon that have the Magic Roundabout on them. Swindonites seemed like a nice sort. I even compared them to Southern Cumbrians, because whatever, and they seemed to like the comparison. They even offered to give me a tour of Wiltshire if I'm ever down in the area. So considering I made the comparison that Wiltshire is just South Cumbria, congratulations on becoming Cumbrian.
Don't trust them.
The Swindonites or the Cumbrians?
Either, really. But the Swindonites, I can vouch for the Swindonites. It's like The Last of Us in Wiltshire.
Yeah.
Like we're
Spores.
trying to like bait people to Wiltshire so that we can rob them.
And not even like of a physical material. Like it goes deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like robbing them on a psychological and existential level. Like
Yeah.
And their material goods as well. But that's just a given. I'm just trying to explain that it goes deeper.
It's primarily like transport. Like if someone's cycling through Wiltshire, we take their bike. You know, and maybe
That's just a given, yeah.
maybe their shoes, you know, so that, and they're not going to receive help.
No, of course not. That's why we take their eyes.
Yes.
And their tongues.
So they can't speak of...
They can't speak, they can't see, and then we leave one ear. Just one. Just enough to hear what's left. Right.
What's left?
I got some comments then to go through, and I'm going to try and keep it straight, but I might go gay.
Really?
Just for this segment.
Okay.
You might see a little glimpse of me if I was gay.
Okay. Interesting.
So keep an eye out, or your ears out, if you got that one ear left. But Corb Schnorb can get us going here. The more episodes pass, the more I'm start to believe Alex is in the midst of a catastrophic mental breakdown instead of pulling a troll. And Keaton Farmer replied to that saying, I'm like a sniffer dog. What I hear is where I go. That was one of the more... I don't know. You know, like we don't know where consciousness like comes from, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like now and again I'm able to tap into whatever that like creational energy that established consciousness.
God.
In a sense. In a way.
You found God.
In a way, God is speaking
You sniffed
to
out
me,
God.
speaking through me, and I would just say something like this. I'm like a sniffer dog. What I hear is where I go.
I think that's an adjustment on the initial quote.
Really? That's how I remember it. That's
Yeah,
how
I
God
thought it was
remembers
where I see what I see is where I go. I'm a sniffer dog. What I see is where I go.
Oh yeah, maybe
And this
you're right.
person has adjusted it to
They've
here.
actually corrected it.
Using another sense.
Oh yeah, a different wrong scent.
Well, this is like tying back into the godlike kind of biblical nature of the quote. They've misinterpreted it and used it to justify heinous acts.
Their own narrative.
Yeah,
Of sorts.
as is what happens with gravitas
So what did
of
I
this
actually say?
magnitude.
I'm like a sniffer dog. What I see is where I go.
I think so, but I could be wrong. This is just my interpretation.
What I hear, right? We've already got splinter religions forming.
yeah, we've already got our version of the Mormons.
Well, speaking of Mormons, Big Papa FN1MF said, Jim's been awfully quiet on groupthink recently.
Beat that.
Care to explain yourself?
Beep it.
Beep what? This? Can't say that anymore.
You never could say that. That was never allowed.
You got nothing to say for yourself.
Do you want to? Should we? You want to go there?
I don't know where you
want
to
to go there?
so I'm not sure.
You know exactly where this is going.
I actually don't. I genuinely don't know what's on your mind when it comes to the old GT. Gran Turismo. Out now.
I've never played a Gran Turismo game, and I never, ever will.
Okay, no need to get mad about it.
I was wrong about groupthink though.
In what sense? I associate it more with like 2017-18 version of you on the cast.
Yeah,
That's when
yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
the groupthink thing coming up the most.
My actual fascist heart.
So
yeah.
you deny groupthink nowadays?
No, it's definitely real, but I think it's good. I love it.
Okay.
I've been subsumed.
Subsumed by GT.
Well, like, initially I was outside the Absorbaloff, looking at the Absorbaloff like, and now I'm a face on the Absorbaloff's
now you've
cheek.
been absorbed into the loft.
Yeah, I'm part of the Absorbaloff, and I'm like, you know what, this is actually kind of fire.
I really don't know what you're saying.
As a metaphor, that was about as apt as I've ever been.
So you've been got, basically. You've been got by the groupthink. They got you.
Well, no, like, I've realised now that I'm Absorbaloft that it was the correct way to be the whole time.
Are you joking?
I'll leave that up to the individual.
There was an anecdote in the last episode from some fellow who was saying about his stinky colleague that would poo themselves every day or whatever. And if this is actually them, the culture shocker wrote in saying, I was the one who wrote the stinky story and I'm losing my mind over here. I can't say that I'm surprised you guys thought it might be fake. I've worked in retail for a decade and I've never seen anything like it. I know you're lying because you said seen anything like it and the story was mostly about smells. So you would have said I've never smelled anything like it. Or is it smelt? No, that's a metal thing.
Smelter. Smelting. Yeah, it was obviously a lie from the get-go.
Liar, liar, pants for hire.
It's pants on fire, Patrick.
Well, Crumbly Guy, 1834 says, don't worry, guys. I also hear that bird. Freaking badass.
That was a badass bird.
The owl?
No, there was a separate bird. There was an owl and a bird.
There was an owl and a lane screamer.
Mm-hmm.
A bird I found, actually. Well, speaking of things that have been found, this is unhinged. Scoob Jarling left a comment. Scoob Jarling here. Jim is indeed right. Scooby-Doo would pronounce it rewire. Here's some evidence. Instead, what was the word?
Rewire.
Rewire. They got evidence. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Season 1, Episode 8, Foul Play in Funland. While Scoobers and Shaggy hide from the man from Mars, they decide to check the CCTV tapes. Scoob asks him to re-rind the tape. Not rewind. Re-rind. And there's more. What's New, Scooby-Doo? Season 2, Episode 5, The Vampire Strikes Back. Scooby asks Fred to re-raculate instead of recalculate. His trap set up to catch the vampire. This is indisputable. Hope this helps. Re-raculate.
That's something else, dude.
So anything with like re at the beginning just
gets
say goodnight.
Another R.
Yeah. Re-rind. Re-rind the rape, Robbie.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's intuitive.
I guess I was wrong. Yet again, I'm proven wrong.
Why did this person have access to this information? Do you think it was like an AI job? Or
I don't know. Like,
did
did they change their name just for this comment, or like I've never seen this person before.
What was the name again?
Scoob Jarling.
Scoob Jarling.
But they also have.
We need them though.
Clearly, like they smack their hands together and like. This has all been building to this, yeah.
Yeah.
The reheat.
But like, what would we have actually done without that? Without this?
Without that knowledge?
Yeah.
I would have.
You would have been so fooled.
I don't know. Or I'd be reminded of the fact that I was, because that's gone now. The saying things with ours, like that's just.
This
gone.
has ruined it. Because you got it wrong. You've got to throw it all to the wayside.
Back
all
to square one.
all of that effort. You've been working on that for weeks.
That's just how it goes sometimes. You know? You just got to say goodnight.
Okay.
Honed Edge X4 says about the radicalization pipelines in that S. What the shit? I'm in college right now. Most of my classes are online, so my lectures are hosted on YouTube. When I go to watch the videos, it opens YouTube on no account. Dude, on the sidebar is insane, man. I'm talking Trump owns smug CNN reporter, Democrat misinformation debunked by Elon. Like a throwback to feminist destroyed content from 2016. This shit's being recommended to an instance of YouTube off a differential equations lecture with 200 views. No wonder why younger people are turning to this sort of political ideology. I don't even want to imagine shorts with no account.
Really interesting perspective there. And a really good point. Like,
which part?
If the angle of what you're seeing daily, it's not portrayed to you as like you're not viewing a clip of Trump dunking a CNN reporter as like just that clip. It's named
Yeah.
It's got an angle to it, and everything you're seeing
It's feeding into an already made conclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's starting you off on the far right.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So like if you're just coming into this space, like humans have a natural like inclination to agree to groupthink.
Oh.
But it is.
So what do you believe? What do you believe?
It's a survival strategy. It's like, yeah, I'm in with the like majority. I'm on that side, and
The
like
Coolios. That's what most people call them.
Coolio.
The Coolios.
Coolio was like a little baby that I played Battlefield Bad Company with or something.
Like that was his name or his game
His
tag.
gamer
His
tag.
GT. Coolio.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's a politician now. You don't know. I don't know. That's for damn sure. If there's one thing I know, it's that I do not know.
Okay. Do you get what I'm saying though?
No. Not even
Coolio,
slightly.
someone like Coolio these days, a little like baby American boy.
Baby American boy. That's how Americans cry.
Yeah. But that little crying baby is going to be radicalized, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not radical. That's normal.
Not
now.
like surfing cool, like that was a radical.
Like
way
I'm an
to
extremist.
surf. Everyone knows it already.
But like
With
my
the craziness you're saying.
normal views are extreme because of where the middle now is.
Oh, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah? I'm normal. Normal is now extreme.
When normal is extreme, what does that mean for the world? I don't know. I'm just asking questions.
Yeah. We're now the neo-intellectual dark web.
We're kind of the Joe Rogan of the left.
No, we're the Dave Rubin of the
left. Well, seeing as I kind of mentioned shorts at the beginning there, Omni said, Jim, you can indeed delete YouTube Shorts. You can turn off watch history on YouTube settings. This disables the Shorts feed too. I did this like 6 months ago, and man, it is so worth it to get rid of Shorts with the small cost of not having a watch history.
I did read this comment, but that's kind of a big cost to me.
That's a huge cost, because then you don't get that feature where it remembers like where you are in a video.
Yeah, exactly. And the amount of times I'll be like halfway through a short Cat Mario Kart video, and then I'll like go and do something, lock my phone, go back to YouTube, expect the video to still be there, but it does that thing where like the video's there, and then it suddenly like swipes itself away and then resets YouTube, and I'm like, no!
I needed that.
Yeah, and if I lost that video, that's a huge L. Also, but quick, YouTube needs to fix something, and that's the watch later thing.
I just stopped using that feature because it was just effing me.
Well, yeah, when you watch it, it should go, right?
Right.
From the playlist.
I have mixed feelings on that.
Okay.
It's like in a game when you set like a map marker, and it's like, sometimes it's good when you like walk into it and then it disappears, but other times you want it to stay there. Depending on the game, of course.
When do you want it to stay there?
If there's like a specific thing at that location and I haven't got it yet, and I'm using it to orient like where this thing might be.
Right. But if you've gone to it, then surely you've
I haven't found it yet. And now like, oh, I've been distracted by the big bird enemy that's coming for me, and now I have no clue where I am.
Are you talking about a specific game, or what has big birds?
I was just trying to generalize an enemy that is in every game.
Birds aren't in every game.
Well, okay, I was talking about Angry Birds. I was thinking about Angry Birds.
I was thinking of the Death Bird from Elden Ring.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about Elden Ring.
I know it.
Relden Ring.
But Elden Ring, you can put down a map marker that, I guess it doesn't appear on your compass, but it is permanent. Even if you walk
You
over.
answered your question with your critique.
Because it's not on the compass. Okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Okay.
Last one for housekeeping. On with Marie 6796 says, even as horrifying as the effects of social media have been for many today, at least for me personally, I would honestly say I benefited? ? I live in the American South, and by far and large, the beliefs of the people around me were extremely insular and hateful. Had it not been for me growing up right around the early 2000s and catching the tail end of the old internet, I likely would have just ended up another clueless and hateful person among the thousands already living here. Seeing different perspectives from people online, on forums, and earlier forms of social media on all sides helped me eventually form an identity for myself that wasn't rooted in what felt like the extremely closed-minded thinking I was seeing everywhere else. In reality, for reference, TikTok became a thing when I was in about year 10 of school, way up in high school, and it was something I avoided, so it really confused me when my peers suddenly were far more hyperactive and recording themselves just for views in the middle of class. It's insane to me how in only 6 years or so of social media development, things have gotten so bad that social media has basically completely lost that sort of connective nature it once had, and it's actively making so many lives worse and making people so hateful at the same time. So what do you think of that? Good for them? Equals fine? For all?
Well, it's like anything. It's not all bad. There's loads of good. There's loads of great. Like I guess to use my personal experience as, I mean, it's the only viewpoint I have, obviously. Apart from anecdotes, obviously, waffling, obviously, but the journey I've had, the ability for social media to have naturally pushed me one way and then pull me back further the other way than I originally was.
But like, I mean, some humans are, I'll give you that. But not all of us are like chickens following like seed laid by the masters.
Keep going.
I thought that would just kind of explain.
No, that you've started something brilliant. Like I flesh. Are you saying I'm the chicken following the grain?
No, I'm saying give yourself more, and this commenter, give yourselves more credit.
Yes,
like maybe you were at the beginning a chicken following the trail by the master, but at a certain point you realize that there are other trails. Yeah. Because of your own individual experiences, and
I was
to separate the wheat from the chaff, or whatever the.
I was Hades. I was Hades following Peter Griffin, who piece of candy.
Yeah.
So they'll understand.
Hades.
What's he called? James Woods.
Oh,
in Family Guy. Ooh,
I see.
Candy.
Yeah.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Right. No, I was thrown off by the Hades thing.
He was Hades.
No, I understand now that you.
I forgot his name until.
Woods. Yeah.
So I was him. Right. And I was like James Woods, heading towards the far right. And then, before I got captured by Peter Griffin.
Right. So you're saying it's thanks to Peter Griffin you evaded the alt-right?
No. Peter Griffin was trying to lure me into the alt-right. And then I clocked it and stopped. Because there is truth to that. I think algorithmically, if you don't engage with the bad stuff, then you're not going to get the bad stuff. That is how the algorithm works, you know? And as much as it might try and show you that stuff early on, if you're someone who actually has, like, not shithead values, you're not going to be siphon that stuff. I mean, I at least on YouTube, I can't speak for, like, Instagram is going to show you gore. It just is.
And sometimes you can tell when they've done like a fresh tweak to the algorithm and you're getting like tweets of like 10 likes or whatever. And it's like,
yeah.
You're trying to give me something new, are you, my friend? Well,
yeah, it's trying to siphon you down a different pipeline. But if you put in a little bit of effort and try to cultivate an environment that you want without letting it, without letting yourself become radicalized and like a shadow of your former self.
But that's like, it kind of goes to me to that. Remember in Men in Black 1, right? They're sitting on that bench and Tommy Lee Jones, he has a line where he's like, an individual, a person is smart, but people are stupid.
Groupthink.
Always comes back, huh?
Can you do an impression of Tommy Lee Jones though?
I'm not like a melted candle. No one can. No, I won't disrespect him that way. I respect him too highly, or something.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah,
that's what kind of I'm getting at. Like obviously a 13-year-old who's trying to navigate their way through the truth of the algorithm is going to have a bit more, you would hope, a bit more of an issue than someone with a developed brain. A 25-year-old who's given the same algorithm.
Yeah.
Might be delivered something that's like, this seems true on its face, but I'm going to bookmark that and maybe read about it or Google one thing that gives you some kind of counter narrative, or just doesn't let it like become a fully world encompassing, life changing,
extreme mystifying. Yeah, I yeah, you need to take control at some point, but you're right. And if it starts young enough, then it's going to lock you into the boundaries that we were like saying. When everything's coming at you with this right slanted angle, you know, your whole world is then right.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no space for any.
Well, I don't really find that
thought.
like, and something I've been thinking about recently is like just calling everything left or right just doesn't really help, in my opinion. Especially when it becomes about talking about global issues and like different countries, like it means different things. And like when you hear Americans talking about like the left and stuff, and it's like it just doesn't map to me in like any kind of useful way. But everything just does tend to just boil down into like, it doesn't matter what it is, two major groups of some kind, and they just want to fight.
I mean, it's more than two, let's be honest.
But no, it always comes down to two.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's like
an issue is boiled down into one extreme or the other extreme.
Issue, two sides.
Yeah.
Fight.
Yeah. Because when you have the red versus blue, then it's like nice and simple, and it's like, well, I'm a blue, I hate the reds. Well, I'm red, well, I hate the blues. Like, it keeps things nice and simple, and like...
But...
what if you zoom in and it's like a purple person? What do you do then? Life's over.
No, but it's actually, you can't sit on the fence.
How is that sitting on fence? How are the purple people sitting on the fence?
We can't argue about purple people when like none of it's real, you know.
What do you mean?
But if I used to be a fence sitter, right? I used to have that like, what's his name? Lex Free. Oh, I just think like if we all just respect each other and like love will save the world.
Have you seen that? I don't know who made it. Someone made a really good short of like, they could do a really good impression of him, and it's like the start of each podcast he like intros it, and it's like him doing one of his intros to like Satan being on his show. And he's doing the same thing.
Yeah, that's so perfect.
It's really funny.
What that is going to do at the end of the day is gas up the person with the bigger mouth.
Gas mouth.
that's an awesome Mad Max like
gas
villain
mouth,
name. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think that works. I was very wrong about that. And
what are you wrong about?
About the like fence sitting, about we've got to respect each other and like listen to each other, because it's like, no, because some people are wrong.
So you hate the purples?
No, I hate
be careful.
Yeah, the thing is, if I say a certain color, it means like a different thing.
Even just saying red versus blue, that has like a
exactly, but it's different depending on like which country you're
exactly
from.
That's what I'm getting at, right?
No.
What? What are you confused by?
Lex Friedman is a purple
anyway,
guy.
I'm Alex has apologized.
Surely right and left can agree that he's a...
No, he's a purple.
Yeah, this is my point. I'm Alex and Lex Friedman are purple. And these are the good guys.
No.
Then what are you saying?
They are not. They are both. I can't use the framing I started with. Because I chose red versus blue, and those happen to be the colours that like specifically dictate like the political side in a lot of countries.
but like using England and America, they're just flipped, red and blue.
Yeah.
Right? So then it doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying.
What are you saying? You're f***ing sounding real purple right now, motherfucker. You're saying a whole lot of nothing.
Don't. At least say I'm indigo.
Do you get what I'm saying there?
No, I don't.
If you don't take a stance, then...
You're saying you hate centrists.
In a sense, I guess.
So you don't like Eric Weinstein and his brother?
I hate Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein was a purple?
Yeah. The trio of just great guys. Lex Friedman, I'm Alex, and Harvey Weinstein.
And Epstein.
Yeah.
He was a perp.
Harvey Epstein. Yeah, I mean...
What are we talking about? What are we saying?
You're disagreeing with me. You're saying you're a centrist.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that zoom in on any issue that on its face people are arguing over there being two sides of a thing. But there's probably something more complicated going on that makes it really difficult to navigate. Am I wrong?
Yes.
Give me one thing. Give me one thing that is simple enough.
One thing?
One.
Well, how granular do you want to go? Like
exactly.
No.
Exactly.
No, not exactly.
Exactly.
You want to like focus on an issue. Right? So, you don't know. Like is that so where there's two sides, you want to focus on an issue, a political issue?
Let me put it this way. You got the Empire and you got the Rebels. Yeah, the Rebels do a lot of good things, but so do the Empire.
Yeah. Maybe if they just had like open communication and spoke to each other.
If they just came at each other with love instead of weapons that explode, you know? And bombs. And guns that kill. How about guns that shoot kisses? Do you ever think about that? Did you ever even consider that until right now? Exactly. I think we just solved it, huh?
Remove that A from your name. What does it become?
Ooh, shit. Uh-oh.
Look in the mirror. You're going to see him looking back at you. And then he'll like Freddy Fazbear. His head will Freddy Fazbear.
Lex Friedman staring back at me? Oh, God. Yeah.
Think about it. No, you have to take a stance. And
yeah, and I've taken my stance. I'm a rainbow guy. You can't
so you're pro-gay
either.
rights? Hell yeah.
Even like the symbol of a rainbow is now like a politicized thing. Ever think about that?
But why is it it's political? Like we're so far right that we're worried about being pro-gay.
I'm not worried about it. Why are you?
Because I'm straight, okay? No, like it's a politicized thing.
No, and I want rainbows to be straight again. I'm sick of rainbows being gay.
I want my little child to be able to love rainbows without turning gay.
Now, this is what it comes down to, right? Human beings are daft. Darn durses.
That's a cop-out.
How is it a cop-out? Nah. This is going to be controversial. You're not going to like what you're about to hear. I'm not a human being.
Duh.
I'm almost, in a sense, a new stage of evolution.
No, you're not.
Okay, devolution.
Okay.
Like, just from my perspective, from what I see, it's just correct.
What, everything?
Yeah.
All of it?
All of it. Like, I've just figured it out.
Everyone's right.
No.
Wing.
Everyone's wrong except for me, basically.
Oh, okay. What's the answer then?
So what? Give me an issue. I've got the solution. You're not going to listen.
I feel like we've done such a like we should get into drifting cars, because we just like skirted around so much conversation, just like talking around.
I was being hardline.
That's you being hardline.
Bro, something upset me.
What?
I was, like I do every afternoon, I have a 4-hour-long conversation with ChatGPT about a topic.
Is that your like day at work? It's like you sit down, it's like, right, it's time to lock in.
What am I thinking about now, ChatGPT?
What did ChatGPT come up with then? Why did it upset
well, it was
you?
more like, I asked it, give me a sentence that sounds like 2012 YouTube. And it said, what's up guys, smash that like button, subscribe for more epic content, and let's get right into it. And then I said, give me a sentence that sounds like 2015 YouTube. Okay guys, before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Give me a sentence that sounds like 2020 YouTube. Alright, before we jump in, I just want to take a second to thank today's sponsor, insert brand here, and remind you to like, subscribe, and drop a comment for the algorithm. Let's get into it. And finally, give me a sentence that sounds like 2025 YouTube. Alright guys, before we dive in, make sure to neural sync with the channel, boost engagement with a hollow like, and as always, big shout out to our AI overlord sponsors for making this video possible. Let's get started.
ChatGPT did not say that.
They did.
No way.
They straight up, I did, like, that sounds like a joke.
They're talking about late 2025. Like we're not quite there
we
yet.
don't know yet. I just
what the fuck?
Yeah, look at the bottom. Like this, that's all one screenshot. Like that's me asking it every time, and that's the reply. Look, I didn't. That's neural sync. Make sure to neural sync with the channel.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, speaking of terrifying, unless you have anything to add to that, I just thought it was a nice little.
No, I love that. I capped that there. Jesus Christ.
Look, after what I was just saying about how sort of I've got everything solved, and that I'm kind of the next stage in human evolution.
Yeah.
Look, I've been trying to think about how to approach this topic because it is mean. It is
mean.
It's mean.
Okay.
Some might say body shaming, which I might need you to like reel me back or like keep me under control.
Okay.
But
who are we going after?
how do I dance around this bad boy? Because this is about somebody who I love, who I might actually be in love with, but just put that to one side.
Okay.
This is someone.
Dream.
Let me see if you can actually, like, I'll start giving you clues and see if you can guess if for some reason, because you know who this individual is, but I'm not sure if you'll get there. Not quite, but I'm in love with her as well. When I say...
Charlie XCX.
Come on, give me a chance. When I say that the fattest head you've ever seen, like a head so fat, not like big head, but not fat.
Nick Kroll?
No, he's got nothing compared to this guy, and it is a guy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, If nothing pops into your head when I say just the biggest.
Can you do more?
What about if I say Commander Shepard? Anything come to your mind?
Jack from Lost?
No. Okay. I've been watching Prison Break.
Oh, yeah.
You know where this is going?
Oh. Well, yeah, maybe. Keep going.
Well, if you haven't seen Prison Break, it's a show from like 2005 or something, maybe 2004. The mid-2000s. It's about a brother who is trying to break his brother out of prison with a break. He's trying to prison break his brother.
Yeah. His brother gets arrested and goes to prison, so he gets himself arrested
in order to break out
his brother.
Yeah.
Because he's like a savant genius.
Yeah. But putting aside the savant genius brother, I'm more concerned about the brother that's being broken out of.
He's in Equilibrium.
He's in Equilibrium. He's in Blade 3.
Is he? With Ryan Reynolds?
He's called Dominic Purcell, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like halfway through the second season. Hilarious show, by the way. And Dominic Purcell is the best part.
Really?
Because he's the worst part. He's like such a bad actor.
Yeah.
But every scene he's in, I'm like laughing. I'm loving it. I'm loving seeing that head just like just being there, just emanating. And like
why did you think I would just pull, like, you say fat head and I'd pull that
because I was hoping, I don't know, one of the things, because I've evolved past a certain point that I've started believing is that telepathy is real.
Oh right, you're schizophrenic.
So in my head I was like, prison break, just to test to see if maybe you pick up on the waves. Maybe I do have like some tin foil in certain angles around the room that might be blocking those waves or something. It might be sending it to a neighbor or whatever. But yeah, I've been thinking this thought all the way through Prison Break season 1 and was like, maybe perhaps I'm just being mean or something. But it turns out I'm never been more correct, and I'm the next stage of human evolution. Just to put it to the test, right? I searched Dominic Purcell in a suit. Because there's a... spoilers for Prison Break. Surprise, surprise, they break out of the prison.
What?
And they like...
multiple times.
They get to like a bag or whatever with their clothes so they can break out their prison clothes. And Dominic Purcell like puts on this like suit or whatever, and he's like strutting around like he owns the joint. And that was when I was really like, maybe this ain't just perspective. Maybe something deeper's going on. So I'm gonna show you this image of of this dude wearing a suit, okay? And just
oh wow. God damn.
do you see it?
Yeah, I mean he's not ugly.
It's not about good looks or bad looks.
Yeah, but
it's just simply about proportions here.
Yeah, I think he's
because he
kind of looks like a thumb.
Because of what makes it even freakier, he's like 6'3".
Really?
But he's got the body of someone who's about 5'10". But what makes him 6'3" is just having that head. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's one of the thumb guys.
yeah.
From
where he's got like, just from his neck and head upwards, he's got like the size of someone who is about 6'9". But everything else is like an average man size. I'll give you one other look, and with that in mind. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's got like the thickest neck.
He does have a
He's
really
like
thick
90% neck. He's got 2 heads worth of head. You know? He's got whatever the genius.
He should be a space marine.
Yeah, until you see him get out of the like mech suit and it's like, what's going on here, bro?
It's like, what the fuck? Why is your head the size of like a...
He started taking steroids, but he was just injecting it into his head.
Yeah. Well, he was taking steroids and then doing like Formula 1 neck exercises.
Yeah, he's just like, have you ever seen Mike Tyson doing those neck exercises where he puts like the whole weight of his body on his neck and he's like...
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. You
God,
know what I'm
that's
talking about? Like,
minging.
imagine every time you're in the gym, you're doing that.
Yeah. On steroids.
Non-stop on steroids. Yeah. But there's more evidence, right? Because I thought, like, maybe I'm just being mean. Maybe I'm just...
You are being mean.
I'm shaming him. I'm sorry. Look, I'm sure I've got things that are out of proportion too.
You look like a thumb.
I'll live with it, whatever. And it's punching up to a certain degree. Like he's good. He was on like 5 seasons of Prison Break. He was in Blade 3. He got to work with Ryan Reynolds. He's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's I'm just here laughing about his head.
Mm-hmm.
Where I wish he could be giving me some head. You know what I'm saying? That fat head. How much room there is in there. There's a few articles that I found. I'll start with this. Actually, no, I'll end with that one because it's too fucking weird.
Do you hate this man?
I love him. Maybe a little bit too much.
Okay.
There's an electricity in the air when his scenes come on.
Yeah.
I'm like at the edge of my seat, like, what's he gonna say next? Because he always delivers everything with the exact same like energy. So it's like how.
Yeah.
Something really dark has happened. How's Dominic gonna deliver this line?
The same.
The exact same.
Okay.
and
you're kind of convincing me on the show.
He's always getting caught and like causing problems for the team.
Yeah. I remember there's a really funny scene in like the last season where he tries to do something heroic and like save a lady, a damsel in distress, and he like walks through the doorway and then just gets pounded straight back out the door. He just gets totally fucked up.
Yeah, that's very much the vibe of his character. But he's on the run, right? He never wears a hat. Mm-hmm. Arguably because it might bring more attention to him.
It won't fit him.
It won't fit him. But he also wears these sunglasses, which, again, because of just the pure size of his head. And they're big sunglasses. They're enormous sunglasses.
Like aviators.
The biggest Ray-Bans like you can find. But even they look like crazy on him. So it's just unfortunate where like he's on the run, I guess, and he's got to try and blend, but he can't do it just because of the nature of what God has blessed him or cursed him with, depending on how you look at it. But for the first time in my life, I pressed on a 9gag link, which for some reason had like this whole Dominic Purcell fathead thing going on.
Oh, fuck.
And I found this article, I guess, on there saying, our friend and colleague Dominic Purcell, this was in about 2017 when Prison Break was coming back for like a last season, which I've never seen.
No one's seen it.
Yeah, they did like another Prison Break.
Okay. I never knew about that in 2017.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
But Dominic Purcell, I guess, got injured earlier this week during the filming of our event series Prison Break and was flown to a medical facility where he received treatment. The network said in a statement, "We are happy to report that he's in great spirits and is expected to make a full recovery. He wanted us to express his appreciation to the fans around the world who have expressed their concern and support, and to reassure them that he'll be back at work very soon." Purcell's spirits certainly seem to be high in his Instagram posts. Although the photos and descriptions of his injury are horrific, his captions seem to show that he is healing well and has a sense of humor about the situation. This is his post. "Stoked to be alive, all good," Purcell wrote in his first post. He went on to even joke about the gruesome-looking incident. "I didn't get knocked out, took a knee. Ha! Doc said I have an unusually tough tissue fiber. That's what saved me, apparently. Thank God for my #Viking heritage. Ha ha ha."
Hell yeah.
Tough tissue fiber. That's one way of saying it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming in his neck. His neck saved his life. Hell yeah. What a happy spin on this nasty bit.
I need to start like typing more like him.
Yeah. He sounds swell.
He's
sounds
an Aussie too.
Really?
Yeah. That's why his acting's so bad. Just joking. Just joking.
No, you're kind of right. Aussies are terrible. Terrible actors, I mean.
And people.
Yeah. Hugh Jackman.
Nasty.
Horrible man. Horrible.
Chris Hemsworth. Ugly.
Yeah, ugly man. Ugly man. Liam Hemsworth.
Uglier.
Disgusting.
Yeah. When brothers are ugly, it's just like, really?
Yeah. I mean, come on, Hemsworths.
But I guess that leads me on to this Guardian article I found from like 2008. It's such a fucking weird article. I guess it's like peak of Prison Break and they're interviewing Dominic.
Mm-hmm.
And the type of questions they be asking him are like, what lies beneath? What becomes of the broken-hearted? Shit like this.
Fuck, the 2000s were shit. They sucked.
So I got the whole article is like this, but I took 4 of them, starting with what lies beneath. And these are his real answers. What motivates me is simple. Money. I have 4 kids to look after and 3 houses to pay for, so it's that simple.
What?
It's great having a job that's creative and artistic, but when you have kids, it focuses you. Okay. I'm sure a lot of actors don't own up to that, but they're bullshitting.
Fuck. He's real as fuck for that. Like, I hate that, but fair fucks. But what? He's like, I have kids, therefore I'm paying off 3 houses? What?
Maybe it was with different mamas or something, I'm not sure.
Oh, damn.
What have I done to deserve this? Is the next question. You know, that's weird because I ask myself that question every day. The answer is that I've always been truthful and approached everything honestly. Nothing too crazy about that. What becomes of the broken-hearted? To which he said, they get over it. In my experience, it takes about a month.
Damn.
And finally, why can't I be you? And he said, because your head's not big enough. Being Dominic Purcell is all about the big head and the upper body, or the big upper body. It's kind of naturally big. I'm kind of naturally big, so I don't really do a lot of weights. I do mainly cardio, running, cycling, boxing, that sort of thing. And you know, I'm like all guys. I try not to eat too many meat pies, right?
What? Did you write that?
Incredibly weird, like...
What the fuck is going...
Such a weird interview. I'd recommend, like, reading it because it's so strange.
But you
like,
just
I didn't make this up. This is real.
What's the website? What's...
theguardian.com/culture/2008/feb/02/television.media2 and you'll get to this.
I can't see the iPad, but, like, is this real?
This is real. Look.
Like, that last bit about the head.
Why can't I be you? Because your head's not big enough. Like, this is... I didn't make any of this up. I'll own up to when it's not real.
I mean, it looks real.
It's real.
So he knows. He knows that his head is huge. Or does he mean he's big-headed?
That's the problem. But then also, let me just show you that picture one more time.
Yeah, I guess how could he not know? His eyes are on it.
I mean, it hasn't held him back.
If
anything, it's given him an advantage.
It's given him everything he's got, I'd say.
Imagine a headbutt from that.
It might be one of those, like, Australian evolutionary advantages, you know? Like, it takes longer for the blood from all the venom to get through.
Right, nothing can get through.
Through his thick fibers.
I mean, it makes it like that is what, like, a peak male looks like. Like, for real.
Like Pharrell?
No, not like Pharrell.
Pharrell's got kind of a big head, I guess.
No, that's just the hats that he likes to wear.
He does wear funny hats, yeah.
Yeah. This guy with Pharrell's hat game?
Yeah, oh my god.
Then it would be game over.
He'd be paying triple the price in hats.
Yeah, you just straight up can't afford it, not with all those kids to feed.
And those houses to pay off. What the fuck is this guy? Okay, yeah. I'm cool with all that.
It's my favorite, like, actor archetype, like the random Australian man who's just in a big franchise and, like, probably doesn't actually deserve to be there. You know?
You talking about Sam Worthing?
I might be.
don't talk shit on that man. I love
But the
him.
fact they're there makes them weirdly more likable.
Yeah.
You know?
I love Sam Worthing. He's my favourite actor. Don't laugh. He is.
Was it in Avatar 1 or 2?
Black Ops. I love in Black Ops 2. I've only played that campaign once ever. But in Black Ops 2, they establish that Mason, Sam Worthing, is just like a really shit dad.
Really?
Yeah, he's just horrible.
Oh, that's a bit sad.
Yeah.
All right.
But like the way he delivers it is just like with full, conviction. He's like a fucking hard ass military dad.
He's Jake Sully, right?
Yeah. It's like because in the first one it was kind of like they got him because he was the guy at the time.
Yeah. Everyone was like, "Oh, you're the new Taylor Kitsch or whatever he was called." You're gonna be the new dude on the block.
Who's Taylor Kitsch?
If I've got his name right, he was in that oh my god, John Carter. Remember that?
Oh fuck. Yeah, he was in oh fuck.
True Detective.
True Detective season 2. Fuck. Yeah. Weird season.
Really, really weird. Like Vince Vaughn is there.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn in the desert.
Uh-huh.
Getting hungry
And Colin
in the desert.
Farrell.
Colin Farrell was like the good bit. He's a good ass actor.
But yeah, how much do you bet that Jake Sully he dies in Avatar 3? His final paycheck.
If he does, then I'm genuinely committing eco-terrorism.
That is like the straw that breaks the camel's back. For you.
Yeah.
The straw that breaks the Navi's back.
Yeah. The Navi will strike in fucking reality. I'll paint myself blue and go in the trees or whatever.
He's gone.
Nah. I think all of his sons are going to die in the movie.
Nah, he's gone. Jake Sully's...
I think the mum might die.
No, there's no way. She's the main one.
She's not. She got shafted in the latest one. She's barely in it.
Because they know what... Nah, shut up.
She's fucking done for. It always happens to that actor as well. She
okay, so what? You're that confident? How much?
No, we're not doing this fucking shit.
No, I'll actually pay up. So you can't be that confident then. £100, Jake Sully.
£100? Why? Why are you so confident? What do you know? What do you know?
£100 Jake Sully dies, and you get 100 if whatever her name dies.
No, just if he doesn't die.
No, you seem quite confident just then that she was a goner.
I could see it happening, but like I'm not certain.
Okay. So you want to do Jake Sully?
Yeah.
So you owe me £100 if Jake Sully.
No, I owe you 15 if he doesn't die. You owe me 100.
Why 15? That's not how it works.
No, that's how
That's
odds
not the
work.
name of the
That's how
game.
sports betting works. It's all about the odds.
Yeah, but the odds are low.
Who are the odds in favour of? Me or
Let's go.
you?
If you only are paying 15, nah.
Okay, 25.
It's 100 or nothing.
When's Avatar 3 out?
This holiday.
Really?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
I'm real.
And they go to lava.
They go to Lava Island.
Okay. If they go to Lava Island, then Jake Sully's definitely not dying. Yeah, 100 fucking pounds, bet. Yeah.
Why is that what's like?
Because they go into fucking lava. He's not going to die if they go to lava.
No, I think that implies... Yeah. I'm just going to say yes. 100 for the Lava Island bugs to appear in Avatar 3. I mean... I get $1 million if the Lava Island main characters appear.
What do I get if they don't? 3 million.
No, 'cause that's the odds. The odds are.
Well, no, you
in
can't
your
pull the
favour.
odds into play now.
Well, yeah. If what we're betting on is if the lava from Lava Island are going to be in Avatar Part 3, then yes, the odds do come into play, I'm afraid. But if what we're betting on is that Jake Sully's not going to make it, then I'm sorry, but £100 is going on the table.
Yeah, but
So that's a yes.
yeah, Jake Sully's not dying.
Okay, so you say yes. You agree to the terms.
Not the million.
That was
Jake
just for
Sully
the,
stuff.
if the Lava Island bugs are there,
Yes.
then we both get $1 million
Okay, deal. Yeah.
from James Cameron.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
deal.
otherwise, Jake Sully dies in Part 3.
He's not dying, yeah.
Okay.
Bet. I said bet. What more do you want?
Bet. I'll bet after these messages. Yeah. Hello, it's me, Dominic Purcell. Buy Jar Media merch. Yeah.
Do you know what the fucking truth is?
What, we're going to talk about 9/11 now?
No, 60s music fucking sucked.
What do you mean? So you've heard every song from the 60s and you've decided every single one made...
off. Okay, so you like 2000s music then? You like 90s music?
Kind of. What the fuck you do? What does that have to do?
You're being a fucking blood clot dog.
I'm not being a blood clot dog. I'm being a cancerous cat.
Jesus.
What?
'60s music is trash.
Why?
Name a good song from the '60s.
Oh, I'm a humana. Oh, I'm a humana.
A wimboe, a wimboe, a wimboe.
I'm gonna say, what about the Beatles?
Shit until the '70s. Fucking crap.
60s music legends. 60s music best. Elvis? In the Ghetto by Elvis Presley? The Rolling Stones? Jimi Hendrix?
Okay, Jimi Hendrix.
The Kinks? Simon and Garfield? You know, the Monkees?
The Monkees fucking suck. Name one Monkees song that isn't Hey Hey We're the Monkees.
There's Infinite, the Beach Boys.
Suck. Shit.
Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye claps.
The Zombies. The Velvet Underground.
Yeah, Velvet Underground claps.
Van Morrison.
Who gives a shit about Van Morrison, let's be honest.
What is your point?
My point is, if it came out in the 60s...
Then it was fire.
No, then it was fucking Bumberclot.
The swinging 60s. They found drugs and just snapped.
They discovered drugs in the 60s and just started making cringe.
Well, when you put it like that.
Prove me wrong.
You can prove us wrong by, if you got this far into this episode, comment, I'm a sniffer dog. What I hear is where I go. We went like really long before the mid-break for some reason. We went like over an hour on
Really?
that shit somehow.
Over an hour?
Yeah.
God damn. Okay.
I'm just like, what, fathead and fucking...
Fathead and like...
Fathead Fortitude. What would be a good name for this one? It seems mean to call it, say he's got
Oh,
fat
can we
head.
go into the quick dream sequence part of the episode that we seem to be doing lately?
Dream.
You know, we've got like a dream thing going on lately.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have one, but if you've got one...
I've got a quick one, which may not be that quick, and it may be another hour. We know
Your
how
beer is triggering me, bro. Why has it got a head like that?
it's getting like skinnier and
growing.
longer.
It's got
It's
like a
weird.
mountain.
Hang on.
Ew. Anyway, what was your dream?
No, so last night I had a night terror.
Fun.
That wasn't that scary in hindsight. The more I think about it, and
Right.
I know everyone loves to hear about other people's dreams.
Everyone's
Like,
favorite.
as a fact, that's just what, like, people love that. But you know The Shining, the movie The Shining?
Yeah.
Have you heard of the movie The Shining with Jack?
No, but go on.
With Jack Nicholson.
Not really.
So he's in the movie. Do you remember the scene where he gets like a cheeky pint?
Not really. Oh, when he's talking to
Jared.
No, who is it in the remake? It's like Doja Cat or something.
Yeah.
Continue.
There's like a restaurant in the background. Right? Do you remember at the end he's like did the cheers with everyone? Hey, it's me, Jack. At the end, in the photo, there's like a restaurant.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say yeah.
In my dream, right, the restaurant from The Shining was like a real thing. Right?
What were you ordering at the bar though?
Well, I didn't go to the bar.
Oh,
I was sat at a table in the restaurant, across from somebody who was like ignoring me.
a ghost.
Well, this is what made it scarier. Like, it started off normal, and then I was just like in a restaurant. There were a few people around the restaurant, but you know how sometimes in a dream you're in like slow motion?
Yeah, or molasses, or
Yeah. I had that, but with my voice. Like I was trying to talk and make sound, but it was like,
oh, frightening.
yeah. So the longer this went on, and it felt like a long ass time, and then I clocked that I was in The Shining, and I was like, oh, okay, this is actually kind of scary. I'm in like a big kind of empty hotel, and I don't know if these are real people, and then I'm trying to like get their attention, and I can't, and they're just like blank faced, and I get up and I go to the kitchen of the restaurant, and there's like a really tall guy who's like looking down at me, and I'm like like trying to shout, but it's all like muffled and shit, like I'm shouting into my pillow in real life,
Oh shit.
but I'm in my dream, you know. And this goes on, and I'm getting like terrified, and then suddenly I like Anakin wake up from the dream. Yeah. And I'm so scared. I've got to play my Anakin like Game Boy for a bit before I can get up and do a wee.
Yeah. Lego Star Wars on the GBA.
Yeah. Well, I watched some Shortcat Mario Kart videos to get
Who
rid
is
of
Shortcat? What are you saying? Billy in a go-kart.
Who's
Yahoo, really?
Shortcat?
What's it called? Crobe.
Shortcat.
Oh, Crobecat's the other YouTuber.
Yeah, who's Crobcat?
You know, like the 343 Industries versus Bungie.
Oh yeah, GTA 4 is better than GTA 5 type thing. Yeah, fair. But yeah, that was my dream, and it was really scary in the moment. And then the more I think about it, it's really not that scary.
I hate that dream.
Why?
If I'm being honest.
Why? Tell me why.
I'm going to make a video on Maine. I hated that dream.
Really? I hate dream.
I hate Jim's dream.
Okay, yeah, what's wrong with that dream?
I was hoping it was building into like you go into the kitchen and Dominic Purcell is there. And like
And his giant head grows.
Exactly, yeah. Like, have you put the big head like glitch on? Like, have you put the game cheat on? Or is that just how you look by default, you know? Does your head just look like the cheat's always on?
Maybe.
That's what's happened to him. He was in the simulation.
He did the Batman Arkham City.
Yeah, Batman Arkham City big head cheat, and it got stuck. The wind change, and he got stuck.
Yeah.
Or maybe with his wife, like maybe he's the next step in human evolution, and like
he is a
pregnant.
step towards big alien head, like tiny
Exactly,
body,
yeah.
big alien head.
Yeah. So picture
How scared?
this.
Okay, how scary would it be if you were in the hotel from The Shining, and you were in the restaurant, and all the other people were big head aliens?
Big head aliens or Dominic Purcell, loads of him. And there's this music going dum 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 dum, just on like loop.
Yeah. Do you remember I used to be really scared of that Simpsons episode where Mr. Burns is the alien?
I do remember that because it is kind of creepy.
It is, but funny as well.
It's hilarious.
Like
when you watch, I watched that clip a few months ago, and it's like, this is a funny reveal.
Yeah, and it's like cute and silly.
Yeah,
but it really freaked me out.
No, because I was thinking about. I think I mentioned it on a cast. Did I? You can inform me. In the first Harry Potter, the Voldemort drinking the blood of the unicorn or whatever the hell.
Yeah, valid.
And when editing it, I was like, "Is it really that scary?" And then I went and looked. I looked at the clip on YouTube.
It's scarier. Wait. It's the way he glides.
Yeah,
and the cloth like flows over.
And like I could see exactly how they do it. I like filmed it. Don't make it any less scary.
Yeah, because you imagine like being in the forest and seeing that.
Yeah. And like the sound design. And
that sort of shit. Like your brain would say like you're clapped, you're washed, you're done. Give up. Yeah.
No, something about the Forbidden Forest got me good. You know, just thousands of dobbies. That's enough for him.
It was the spiders that got me. It was the spider
to me, it was what you didn't know was out there. It was a lot scarier. Then like, yeah, sure, the unicorn eater's freaky, the giant CG giants, you know, are freaky. Speaking of, Nick Frost is apparently going to be Hagrid now.
What do you mean? Oh, what, in the TV show?
In the TV remake.
Okay.
And John Lithgow is...
I don't care. I don't fucking care. I don't give a shit.
I'm more... I don't care about, like, them remaking Harry Potter. I'm just more curious, like, how are you going to, like, do this?
Yeah,
like, just on a, like, the audacity level, I'm like, how are you going to try this? Like, what's this going to look like?
Yeah. I just don't care.
Yeah, I'm not like invested in it or anything.
I am.
I'm just more waiting for when are they going to do it for like a franchise I care about? When are they?
They've tried.
Which?
Lord of the Rings. They've like tried.
No, but it's not like
it's not a remake, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm thinking like, no, we're doing the Lord of the Rings trilogy as an HBO show.
Yeah,
we're doing the original Star Wars trilogy, but like just from the beginning.
Oh my god!
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sebastian Stan is young Luke.
I mean, if they want to do that, then hurry up because he's ugly now.
Yeah, he's vile. It's too gone.
He's disgusting. He's an ugly.
Nowhere near fat enough for what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Thank you.
I want to see Dominic Purcell as Harry. Just de-age him. Like we have the tech now. HBO can afford it. I want to see Dominic Purcell as Harry Potter, Ron, and Hermione. Just give him different wigs or hats or whatever you need to do. He can already do the accent. We know that. But this is the part where we normally head over to the suggestion thread over on the Jar Media subreddit.
Normally we do that 45 minutes ago.
Yeah. So we won't do too many here on this afternoon, but Strange Arm 7273 is one we can do. Jars. I was recently thinking about the extremely common phrase, that sucks. Everyone, and I mean everyone, uses this phrase. Old, young, informal, formal settings, parents, colleagues, teachers, friends. It's beyond normal. And yet, when you think about it, it's actually really messed up. I can't believe I never thought about it, but after confirming the etymology, everyone has just been saying, that sucks dick, all along. Which is pretty crazy to me. Especially as it seems to have been born in the pretty homophobic world of the 50s and 60s. Having learnt this, I can't shake it. Every time someone says it, I'm burned by this knowledge. I share this curse now.
Interesting comment. Interesting comment.
I guess I'd never thought about like what is actually being sucked.
Well, yeah, I learned about this a little while ago, and I don't think it's just homophobic, but it's also misogynistic. The implication, it's like way back when, you know, when the Greeks were getting sucked, you know.
But they liked it.
No, they loved getting sucked, but if you were the one sucking, then you're a piece of shit, you know.
Right.
It's all about like who's getting
the
sucked.
sucking order.
Yeah.
The order of suck.
Yeah, whoever's not sucking, like it genuinely comes from there. Like that's where it starts. We see the act of sucking as a negative, even though we all love getting sucked. It's like if you got no one sucking, then you're not getting sucked.
Someone
it's
has
as simple
to
as that.
Yeah. There's that whole.
Also, that blows. Same thing.
Right. The literal same thing. Yeah. Well, that logic can go so far where you make things that aren't even remotely gay somehow gay through some like weird internal logic. I'm thinking about those people that won't lick a woman because in their mind it's gay to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Like DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled's an example. There's a whole like running gag in The Sopranos where like there's someone who's get one of the characters gets a lot of grief because they find out that he did do that.
Because that's where dick's gay.
I guess.
So it's like gay. Yeah.
Some like crazy mental gymnastics going on.
Yeah.
Dudes will just do anything and like try and just turn it gay. Even if there's like nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, how insecure are you, dude?
Genuinely. That's where a lot of it comes from.
It's like, what are you running from?
But that's how baked in this shit is. That's what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
You know? Going back to like the purple guys and stuff, that's what I'm saying. Like
the purple guys, they don't have their weekend ruined by the like fleeting thought of them licking a willy. The purple guys can deal with it.
No,
but on one of the other sides,
they
get no. They'll have a dream. They'll have a dream where they're gay in the dream, and then they're like,
have you ever had a gay dream?
Yeah, I've had a gay dream. All my dreams are gay dreams.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about the type of person. They have a gay dream. They wake up and they're like, nah.
They kill themselves.
Nah, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I was gay in my dream, but that's not me.
They'd never tell anyone.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a gay dream, which I feel like it makes me more gay.
For not having a gay dream?
Yeah.
Liar. Well, now that you've had a good long look at Dominic Purcell, you might be having a dream tonight.
Fingers crossed, with any luck.
Yeah, all my dreams since I started Prison Break, it's basically just on whatever like early 2000s TV show I'm watching is what my dreams, what all my sex dreams look like.
You need to watch House.
Oh my god. I'll be lost to the dream world if
yeah, you'll be hitting that night nurse.
Yeah. That would be a good House episode. It's like turned gay by his dreams, you know.
House goes gay
because of his dreams, you know. He's like turned gay.
House could never be gay. He's too intellectual.
Is that how it works? Below a certain IQ, you turn gay.
If in the 2000s, like, you're allowed to be gay, but you're not allowed to be like...
You're not allowed to be proud or have a
yeah
civil partnership.
You have to be like an effeminate gay man.
And even then, you'll just be a Big Bang Theory punchline.
Dude, Big Bang Theory is the most conservative right-wing mouthpiece. I think you could say Big Bang Theory is the reason.
That fucking can't say. The reason Elon Musk is what he is because of the Big Bang Theory.
That and The Simpsons, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Lisa.
No, that's too much
Creepy ass.
range.
Yeah.
Hi, Lisa. No. Hi, Lisa. No. Too much going on. It's not flat enough. Well, yeah. Don't really know where to go after that one. No Project 593 might also be schizophrenic. I keep seeing these figures in the backgrounds. Is this a demon? Every now and again, I'd say 1 out of 5. If you're seeing a demon in the background, I put it there. But the other times, that's on you. You know? I fucking hate these.
Have they done a shit job?
These are pissing me off.
Okay. Can I choose one?
These are fucking me off. These are pissing me off.
Can I choose one?
Fine. But look, let me show you, because there are literally like 68,000 on here.
Yeah.
I need to show you where the break is. It's here. It stops here with the gap, okay?
Okay.
All the other ones.
Jesus Christ, they're huge.
Well, yeah, I got small eyes.
Got small... What the fuck are you talking
Dominic
about?
Purcell has huge head, and I've got small eyes. Like, that's... You don't always get what you're given, you know? Or you are... You have to give what you're given. I don't know.
These are really good.
No. I'm upset.
I hate iPads.
Why? Do you want me to get my laptop?
These are pissing me off.
Take what you're given. You know, I'm getting mad.
This is fucking pissing me off.
I'm getting actual mad.
Can I go to one of the like old ones?
I mean, if there's something that you think will spark, if there's something that will all spark you, like, go for it.
Okay. No Project 39... Wait, let me try that again. No Project 593.
See, it's hard reading the name.
It is. I'm bad at reading, I'll be honest. I'm stupid.
I can hardly read.
I struggle. I genuinely struggle with reading. I think I'm a stupid man.
Stupid man.
I'm a stupid boy. No Project 593 asks, what is the meaning of life?
I remember screenshotting one and not doing it. Screenshotting that one and not doing it.
Yeah. Why? Why didn't you want to encroach upon this question?
It gets a little bit deep, a little bit real. Like the prison guard from Prison Break.
What is the meaning of life?
The meaning of life is watching Desperate Housewives, then watching Dexter, then watching Prison Break, and soon watching House.
Yeah, you're heading in that direction. I can see it within the next year.
But I just know once that is crossed, then what's left? What is actually left?
Dude, you need to watch House. You need to watch House and see that ending. Why? Then you'll fucking question the meaning of life. Fuck.
No, I already questioned it after 68 seasons of Desperate Housewives.
Yeah.
That made me realize what life's all about.
What is life about?
Desperate Housewives.
As in, like...
The show or the title?
Nice! Potentially.
The meaning of life. I mean, to be a CEO.
Yeah. Should we talk about how to be successful for a bit?
Pretty much sure. You start your own little startup, you know, in tech, hopefully.
You're starting way too far down the line. First of all, you need to be going to the gym 2 hours a day. Secondly, you need to be getting up before 5 a.m. 5 a.m. should be a sleep-in.
You got to do something involving ice. I don't care what you're doing it, but ice has to just be in the mix.
Ice has to be involved. If you don't involve
it has to
ice,
be in the mixture.
yes. Yeah, you need to be spending money on ice.
It's all about temperature. The richer you get, the more temperature becomes important.
Yeah, the more you control your temperature.
Yeah.
You have accurate control of your, to the 0.01, the 0.0 degree of your internal temperature.
That is all they care about, is like fresh blood, ice, and like warm.
Yeah. Ice and steam.
Obsessed with steam, obsessed with ice, obsessed with blood.
Yeah.
Fresh blood. Clean blood.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about that
Baby
dude
blood.
who's like trying to live forever? And he's like, I stopped drinking my child's blood finally.
Yeah, creepy. Look at him. He looks like a vampire.
Yeah.
He genuinely does.
He looks like the fish from Hellboy. But he's like,
Yeah.
He's like, don't I look great?
Yeah.
And he's like 80 years old.
My internal age is 12.
Yeah.
He looks like a fucking demon.
I look amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's freaky. It's fucking weird. And I hate fucking rich.
Like, what are you going to discover? Something you don't like? That's for damn sure. And it's going to involve ice.
Yeah. You like getting up early every day and freezing?
If you're Walt Disney.
He's been frozen a long time.
Yeah, he's just on the ice part.
That's all they'd invented back then.
He hadn't found fire yet. Not with how old he is. With his icy ideas.
But genuinely, going back to the meaning of life.
Yeah.
Do you think there is credence to the nihilistic idea that it's all totally pointless?
Yes.
Same.
Yeah. A whole new meaning to the shop.
Yeah, that's the end. Fuck.
No, but no, I think the what does House do when he sees a patient that's ill?
He finds out what's wrong with them.
He gives them a diagnosis, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then where you go from there, that's down to the user in question.
Dude, you need to watch House. You
might get like, look, there's one, you have this doctor, right? And he's like addicted to pain meds. He's limping everywhere. He's like this British guy who's pretending to be American.
Mm-hmm.
And like, he gives you this just downer worldview. And you're like, I mean, he's right. And then you're like, I want a second opinion.
Yeah, then the hot Australian comes in. Ooh, boy.
And then finally you find some meaning.
It's a piece, yeah. Oh, life
meaning,
is for
some
hot
peace.
Australians.
But even then, he's not the Australian I'm looking for. Dominic Purcell and comes in.
Perfect segue. It's all full circle, baby.
It's like looking at his head is like looking at the sun,
Yeah. Or looking at the into the abyss.
No, the sun. Where it's like, this is life. This is the all-giving energy.
When you look at the sun, you go blind.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was getting at.
Okay.
Where it's like, this is the all-giving life source at the heart of it. But don't stare at it too long, because you will go blind.
You can't look at it at all, really.
You can.
Don't.
But that's
You
kind
could
of
get
broadly
sued
how
for
I
that.
feel about Australians' heads.
But to reel it back again, like you just talked about the sun being like the giver of life, which is true. Like you cannot have life without the sun. It simply doesn't work.
Okay, moles.
So is the sun more important than human?
The sun is more important than human, yeah.
Yeah,
this is what I'm getting at. Like, and this is the unique perspective of someone who isn't a human, who's able to communicate with other humans. Who's like,
you say other humans as if you're a human.
No, I'm saying I've kind of evolved out of being human. So now I'm able to hold my knowledge of pre-human, but also bring forward and back.
There was a comment like near the start of the episode about how they think you might be like having a mental break, and you've talked about how you think people can read your thoughts and that you're not human. You're really giving credence to the theorem.
I'm glad you said it, credence. What does that lead back to?
Assassin's Creed just came out. Japan one.
Assassin's Credence, Japan. Keep it locked.
Lock in.
I think the meaning of life is getting to about level 38 in the new Assassin's Creed and then never playing it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does it even have levels? I don't know. That's how long it's been.
It does. It's like RPG fucking trash. Oh, you have to get to this level. If you don't have enough time to grind this to get to this level, then you best pay for some little packs, boy.
I think the meaning of life is a fresh copy of Skyrim unopened. It's 2022. You got your Nintendo Switch. You're opening Skyrim. The smell is emanating from the case.
The smell of Skyrim.
The Skyrim-y smell, you know? That little scent they spray into every copy of Skyrim.
Yeah. Honey.
A little bit of
Honey
honey.
mead.
A little bit of mead, a little bit of honey.
Huh? Honey mead.
And they put that one hair from Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Every copy comes with a Todd hair.
Mm-hmm. And honey mead.
And then you look up at the sun and you thank the sun.
Thank you, honey mead, son.
And then you
get grinding. The meaning of life is to just amass as much as you can, to just grip onto and hold, to keep other people away from what's yours. That's the meaning of being.
No. Unless
What?
Unless it involves becoming the CEO of Bethesda Softworks. And then all's good, baby. All's golden, sister honey, like honey.
In your mead.
Mead doesn't have that sound. Mead sounds like this.
I hate mead.
Never had it.
Yes, you have. It's horrible. It's like beer wine.
Bine.
It's like bine. Refreed bine.
But what is it, though? What's the answer to this question, then?
What's
If
the
I can't
meaning?
be a CEO, then what is the point of anything?
There's no reason for your existence apart from being like fuel for someone who is worth living. Does that make sense?
Like the Queen.
Yeah, like you exist to fund her excess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the king now. We exist.
King now.
Yeah, we exist so that he can live in excess. Right?
I mean, that sounds fine to me.
Yeah, that is the point of your life.
I mean, that's why he's called Highness. He's above me.
Yes. We don't need no god.
And what's good about them is that the older they get, the more they droop. So you can finally kind of get to their level, you know? They give you like ways to climb.
They're sags.
Yeah. What was once a highness eventually becomes a lowness, and then it gives you a chance to climb.
When they get buried.
No, just old enough to be a little bit more saggy, you know? No, but what actually is...
The meaning of life.
What's the meaning of life? It's not a fucking complicated question. In fact, this is one of the most simple ones ever been asked.
What? Like, why are we here? Collectively, we're not all here for the same reason, surely.
Rats writ. Listen to it. No more.
You said it was done and then you brought it back. That's why I'm here. I was waiting. That's what I've been waiting for. What's your reason to exist?
I just like looking up at the stars and
Oh, shut up, you twat.
I'm like, the scale of this makes no sense.
It is fucking crazy, though.
Exactly. I look up the stars and I go, are you for real?
Are you kidding me?
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Like, the moon is big.
Yeah, and you're like, what's that little sparkling fairy? You mean it's a ball of fire? Liar.
What the fuck?
What is confused?
It's not a ball of fire. None of it is a ball of fire.
Well, it is in my opinion.
What the fuck? What is a ball of fire? A ball of...
What is confusing?
Do you think, like, the stars are, like, bits of wood burning in the sky?
Yeah, they're messages from the substrate. That's my alien faction I'm working on.
The substrate.
Yeah. They're like a silt-based faction.
When you say faction, when you say faction, what do you mean? Like, in relation to what? Like,
I thought we were talking about the meaning of life and everything.
yeah, but what?
I'm genuinely confused what you're confused by. What are you confused by when I say silt-based faction?
But, like, when you say faction, what are the
implications?
Well, no, what are the other factions? You're implying there's other factions. And what is silt?
You don't know silt. You know, like, the bottom of the green tea.
Oh, yeah.
You know? There's like that
like sediment.
Bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
imagine
you've got like a sediment-based faction.
Like swimming pool silt as a faction.
Yeah. What is swimming pool silt?
Same thing in the bottom of that tea. The very same substrate.
The substrate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you kind of like zoom out. Do you remember the ant thing? The ants, like we're ants. Like
yeah.
You zoom out the speed spoober, and it's the ants, right?
Zoom out far enough and we're all silt.
Zoom out again, yeah. Well, it's like, what is it? Like the life cycle of what? A star, the life cycle of a galaxy. Like, these things have lives, and we're like a part of it. Like, who's to say that the solar system doesn't have perception? You know, we're just a part of it.
Silt stream.
Yeah, a solar silt stream. Right? Like we have skin cells. You know, they're little living bits. You know, that's like a substrate of us.
Is silt made of carbon?
Everything's made of carbon. Everything you see, carbon.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
It's all the same. We're all made of the same thing. And you know what carbon's made out of?
Silt.
Energy. So, what's energy made out of? Silt.
I think we solved it.
Yeah, think about it. I've seen the roots. I've seen the roots that connect all of the solar systems. I've seen
The connecting silt.
I've seen the seams. I've seamed the seams. I've seen every seam.
Silt doesn't have seams.
Everything has seams. Think about it. We're talking about covalent bonds here. We're talking an atomical level, you know?
My new OC, silt. Bit of substrate.
Did you ever play that video game Salt?
No.
No one did. But it was touching on the same Forsyths.
Bruce Forsyth.
Uh-huh.
He was a fan of silt. Don't go down the silt pipeline. You might not like what you find.
But to discover you're just a part of something more. And you are as insignificant to this world as a fibre in a carpet is to the carpet. But guess what? If there were no fibres, there'd be no carpet.
And that's a lot of what silt is carpet fibres combined with another type of
Fibre.
mineralogy or whatever you want to say.
Fibre.
Fibre.
No, you're wrong. Silt is like the remnants. Silt is the...
That's the other faction. That's the remnant.
That's just from something else.
Everything's from something else, brother. We're all connected by the roots.
That's so true. That's genuinely so true, and I can't disagree. We're all made of carbon.
You can call it a web. You can call it a root system.
You can call it carbon.
You can call it a quantified matrix of sorts.
Think about this. When we eat something that's burnt, it's good for our tummies. Why? Because carbon. We're consuming essentially what we are made of. By digesting what is our foundation, we are restoring what is that we are made of.
And that's why the tenet of our belief system is cannibalism.
Yeah, that's the reason
How
to
we
be.
stay young. It's the blood we drink.
Yeah. Much like Elon, we create many suns so that we can siphon their blood.
Yeah, but when we say create suns, we mean like stars.
Yeah, blood stars.
Blood suns.
Blood suns. Yes.
Silty blood suns. Well, I think we fucking rocked that one, brother.
You think? Yeah. I feel like we got our philosophies through. Yeah. Check out what's Jordan Peterson's and Ben Shapiro's show called?
The Daily Silt.
The Daily Silt. Check out The Daily Silt.
Actually, no, that's our rival media company. The Daily Silts.
What are we? The Carbon Creators.
Hello, we're from the Substrate faction.
This is a substrate faction. I'm fucking lost, man. I'm in the lost and found.
I'd say you're more Prison Break / Dexter's season 3.
No, I'm probably House season 5.
Oh.
Yeah. Interpret that how you will.
Well, I'm kind of feeling like the kind of racist B-plot from Desperate Housewives season 2, actually.
Fuck. Damn, okay. That's very 2016 of you.
You know what I say?
Are you lost in the sauce?
You're lost in the sauce by the way you speaking.
How? I feel like I was concise. Concision.
You were the opposite of concise. You were being Jordan Peterson, and I was being Sam Harris, trying to just figure out where you're coming from.
Oh, fucking shit. You brought up the silt.
Just because my belief system begins and ends with the SILT acronym. Whatever. Could do 4 hours on my whole, pyramid of life.
You have a pyramid of life. Why are you into Guinness these days?
Because I found out my true backstory. What's wrong with that? You're into a drink from a year you weren't even born, when no human was born.
What, Heineken?
I thought that was 1664.
Shh, it's in a Heineken glass. If they find out it's a different drink, they will sue us.
I hate Heineken. That's going up on the main next week.
Really?
You know Heineken? It's just a bit pooey.
I don't like Heineken. It's a bit pooey.
That's the mini rant. And then topic switch.
What else do you
Oh, I'm the inverse character now. I love Guinness.
This sounds like fire content. Do you find it more difficult now to make IHE content now that you hate less things?
No, it's kind of the inverse, where it's I actually hate more things.
Like left wing.
Like left wing. I mean, if you want to get specific, I do actually, and there's no correlation outside of just the similar sounds, where I do on birds, I particularly have an issue with their left wing more often than their right wing. And that's nothing political about that. I just mean their literal left wing.
You prefer the right wing.
But only in terms of bird physiology.
Yeah. But you can't say that because of how controlled the language-based media is.
Yeah.
The narratives are so subsumed by overbearing parental guidance locators.
Your cutie mark is the left wing, mine is the right wing. Like of a bird.
My what?
Your cutie mark.
What the fuck? What's a cutie mark?
Are you actually dumb? Now let's talk about Elon Musk.
Oh, God. Oh, God.